8 hours a day, and today you get the answer that you will see what happened inside and outside that gym on the day your son died. What does this mean to you personally?
I first want to thank God. Really, just one step closer to what we've been looking for.
And tell me why you've been on that corner every day. I mean, there's a social media campaign, the news is covering it, but you, even when there are not cameras, have been sitting on that corner, and why?
Because we want the truth. We want to know what happened to Kendrick Johnson.
So you don't think it was an accident? Or...
Tell me what you believe happened to your son.
I believe he was murdered.
And you believe this is a cover-up?
Yes.
So up until today, would you just how would you characterize what's happened between, as far as attitude from the county, from the school board? Has it been contentious, or has it been a stonewall incident?
Obviously, should be. Obviously, Attorney King. Obviously, if they were going to give it to Attorney King, we would have had it before today, but he filed the pleadings because he had to do so, and we got to this point where we finally are all working in a cooperative effort to get to the truth. We left the room believing everybody was in a cooperative effort. If for some reason that changes, certainly you all will know. Attorney King and I will be filing additional pleadings. But now we have the work to do. We've been asking for this, and so Attorney King couldn't answer your question because we literally don't know how many videos we're going to have to go through, but you can best believe this, Attorney King and myself and all these people, we're going to work to go through every video, and no matter how painful some of it is to watch, we're going to do it because this was their baby, and they want the truth to have the right to the truth, and Attorney King and I are dedicated. No matter what that truth is getting to that truth.
I have one more question. For months you all have been pressing for this video, trying to get this video released. You said this was a cooperative effort today. What was the factor that you think that everyone was able to finally agree upon, if you would call it that?
The law. The law is very clear. Just as I pointed out in previous interviews, everyone's accustomed to seeing fights on school buses, and there is no issue about whether that footage is entitled to being viewed by the public. If there was an assault that took place on that school grounds, it was a criminal act, and as such it is not protected by any exception under the Open Records Act. And so the judge was convinced of that argument, and I think everyone else was persuaded as to the strength of that argument, and that's what led to this agreement of sorts that these videos have to be released.
Was it at any point a contentious meeting?
It's always contentious when you are talking about having to fight for something that is not otherwise volunteer. And I don't think that Attorney Crump and I went into the meeting in a state of mind or with an attitude that was going to be disagreeable or somehow giving priority to some other agenda. We went in, we were very focused, we understood what the issues were, and we made a point of getting that across to the judge as well as to the other attorneys. And I think that we were very successful in that respect.
Let me ask you a question. I want to follow up on something I asked a moment ago about how this could possibly influence the petition to the U.S. Department of Justice over a federal investigation. You said, sir, that you hoped that the locals could do right so that the federal government would not have to get involved. So is the hope that U.S. Attorney Michael Moore will wait until you see what's on this, in this surveillance video before he makes or announces his decision?
Well, I'm going to assume that U.S. Attorney already has everything that we are just now in a position to receive from the Sheriff's Department. And so I wouldn't anticipate that he would need to wait on our review of the material to make a decision as to what he has a responsibility to do.
But I'd imagine there would be an argument paired with that video once you get to see it.
Well, certainly in the interest of representing our clients, Attorney Crump and I will express to the U.S. Attorney any thoughts or ideas that, he may or may not have considered, but which we believe warrant us expressing to him as a way of helping him to make the right decision.
And we look forward to meeting with the U.S. Attorney in the very near future. Attorney King and I are going to hopefully have a meeting with him and the Johnsons to ask him directly, are they going to intervene? We're going to do a formal solicitation for the federal intervention to get into the matter of the death of Kendrick Johnson. As I shared with Attorney King, they want a formal request, and Attorney King and I have agreed we will make a formal request.
Any timetable for that, sir?
Very soon. Right now, our first part of business, we want to get these videos. You gotta, I applaud Attorney King. So hard he has fought just to get simple justice, following these pleaders, coming up with creative, innovative strategies and pleadings to say, give us the video. The thing that the Georgia Open Records Law said we were entitled to from day one. And so this is a culminating victory for us all, especially for the Johnsons and Attorney King and all these people who stood on the corner just to get this video so we can see with our own eyes. You don't have to interpret it for us. We're not blind. We can see for ourselves what happened, who went into that gymnasium. The last moments of Kendrick's life. We want to get to see it, as painful as it is, so they can have peace of mind knowing what happened to their baby.
Last one. I ask you this every time I see you, because I'm always surprised, in fact, by the answer. When you talk to Kendrick, and you say you still do, what will be your message to him today?
Well, we want to let him know we'll continue to fight until we get justice. And peace is coming.
Thank you.
Thank you, Al.
Thank you.
Yes.